All right, how to create, market, and sell an online course. All right, you've typed that in, you're looking at this video right now, you might be wondering, is that even possible? Yes, it is. And in this video, I'm gonna show you a 30,000 foot view of exactly how I run an online course building business. Let's dive in. All right, to begin, we kind of need to change the order of what you typed in. It's not create, market, and sell. It's market, create, sell. That order will save you years of headache. Okay, it'll make you so much more money as well. I used to spend tons of time creating and then trying to find a market that it fit for and then trying to sell it. It's super awkward. Don't do that, okay? One of my very first business attempts ever, actually, I was going around and I was getting contracts on pieces of real estate. And I was getting these contracts on real estate and I was attracting them the right way and it was awesome. It was very, very cool. And I did 2 of those 3 really, really well. I was able to get attention and I was able to create contracts and value and such, but I could not figure out how to sell. I was like, crap, that's its own expertise. And I ended up getting 5 residential contracts and 2 commercial multi-million-dollar contracts, and I just couldn't close any of them. It would have changed my life. I'm kind of glad I didn't, or I'd be stuck doing that one right now. Along the way, though, I realized, oh my gosh, I should learn to figure out who the market is first before I go create. It's just fascinating to think of each of the lessons along the way through all my failures with this, but I went through 34 tries over 5 years, and I'm here to clearly tell you, don't create your thing until you know what the market is. Don't even think about selling it either, usually until it's done. There's some strategies where you can sell before you create, but don't normally do that. So let's dive into the first piece here, okay? Number 1, how do you market, create, and sell a product on the internet? Number 1, let's look at market. What does it mean to market a product? When you market a product, all you're asking is one very key, simple question. You're asking yourself the question, how will I get attention? That's it. You like my spelling? I got all these in high school. All right, but how will I get attention? So after the product is done, the thing that will shoot you in the foot, the thing that's gonna kill you immediately is if you've never thought about that but decided to make the product anyway. Very, very rough. That's a rough place to be. So here is how you get around that. Number 1, again, how will I create attention? How will I get attention to my thing once it's done? Solve that beforehand through a very simple set of questions. I wanna go to my marketplace, which again, I think of as like a location. I've got other YouTube videos on that if you need to learn more about that. But I'm gonna go to a marketplace and this is all I'm gonna ask. If I am a car manufacturer and I'm trying to figure out how to create a tire, I'm not gonna reinvent the shape of a tire, right? Obviously, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna follow what people have already done. I'm gonna tell you, pioneers are the ones that get arrows in their back, right? Especially in marketing. So I'm not trying to tell you to go invent some brand new kind of marketing that no one's ever seen before. That's risky. That's some risky crap. All right, I don't do that. What I do is I ask myself this: how is my market earning attention? And all I'm gonna start doing is start asking that question, and I'm gonna start farming out the ways it gets attention. Oh my gosh, they get attention from its visitors. All right, think of this as like a mall. If you go to a mall and you walk into the mall, there's all these shops and they're all competing for the visitor's attention, right? It's like, oh man, this shop in the mall, think of the mall as a market. This shop inside this marketplace, inside this mall, is earning this visitor's attention with this kind of banner, this kind of sign, these types of promos. They stand on the side with little, samples of food, or they go and they got one of those little goofy little air things that waves or whatever, right? What I'm gonna go do is look at the successful companies that are out there and ask how they're earning their people's attention, and I'm gonna do the same thing. There's no reason for me to reinvent that. There's no reason for me to be entrepreneurial in my marketing. I'm gonna be a marketer in my marketing. Like, oh, they're doing it like that, they're doing it like that, they're doing it like that, they're doing it like that. This is one of the greatest ways to create a hedge and a security and make sure that you're not actually creating something that is honestly built on sand. That's a freaky place to be in. All right, so that's how I first of all solve my marketing. If they're gonna go and let's say they get podcast episodes, or let's say they buy through Facebook ads, or they buy through, you should do the same. Okay, you should do the same. So if you don't like one of those methods, keep farming, keep hunting until there's one that you like and be like, this one right there, that's the proven method that I'm liking from inside. That's how these people are getting attention from its visitors. Love it. Looks like a hat. All right, so that's how I market. Here's how I create. Number 2, how do we create a product on the internet? How do we put that together? One pattern you're gonna start noticing in this is that the market gives you most of the data that you need in order to make decisions. This is totally different, man. Hey, you gotta come up with something that's brand new, no one's ever seen before. You gotta be prolific in this genius, an entrepreneurial genius in order to make money, especially on the internet. Not true at all, my friend. Because I'm gonna go back to the market back to the people who go there. And what am I going to ask in this next round? First of all, the market tells me how to sell it. Second of all, if I'm trying to create a product, I'm trying to answer one question. What would be valuable for me to solve? Again, spelling sucks. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to go back to this market though. What am I going to ask? What are the problems going on inside of this marketplace? So I'm going to come back here to the market, and the market's going to tell me, you know what, Stevie Wonder, here are the problems we're experiencing. And I'm like, oh, no way. Oh, those are terrible problems. Those are sucky problems. Man, that's a huge problem. And I'm going to start noticing some patterns inside the problems that everyone's struggling with in that marketplace. Now, you got to be careful at this point. Not all problems pay you the same to solve them. One of my favorite Shark Tank episodes is, it's one of my favorites because it's embarrassing. It's like this lady created a sticky pad for sticky pads, and the sharks were like, you created a sticky pad for sticky pads. You solved a problem that isn't valuable for anybody. This is why you got to get out of your head as an entrepreneur. No one pays you to solve your own problem. Sometimes that happens. We've all heard of companies like that. We just solved our own problem. That's an exception, not the rule. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to where do the problems come from, the marketplace, and choose one of them. We choose one of these problems, and we need to make sure it's a valuable problem. Oh my gosh, if I was to solve that, that would be talkable. Oh man, people would love that. At the grocery store, I was with my little daughters, my little girls. We were at the grocery store, and we were getting some food and such, and at the end of the checkout line, there was a guy putting my groceries in a bag. Is that a problem? Yeah. Is it a valuable problem? Not really. Which is why none of us know grocery baggers to be really, really high-paid people. And I hope that's not like an offensive thing for me to say, but that's the reality. You will get paid in direct correlation to the types of problems you solve in this life. You want to get paid more? Solve bigger problems. They can't be yours, though. They got to be from some massive marketplace, from people experiencing it. So, again, choose the market. How do these people get attention once they have a thing? Awesome. That's how I'm going to market it once I got it. But what is it? Cool. The market gives me that as well. I'm going to go, all right, that's the problem I'm going to go solve. Woohoo! That's the single problem I'm going to design and develop my entire company to addressing. Boom. Now I have market, I've created it, and those first two steps right there will shortcut you probably the first 34 massive failures that I had. Before I dive into the third strategy here, I need your help making other entrepreneurs who really don't know what they're talking about get less of a rank in YouTube. Too honest. Hit the like and subscribe button. Go ahead and comment below so that I can go and rank higher, because this is some good stuff, right? Yeah, you like this? What's been your favorite part? Let me know in the comments. Now that we've learned how to market and create something, it's time to learn how to sell. Okay, so step number three here, we got to sell. Now selling asks a key question. Right? To market, we ask, how will I get attention? To create, we ask, what would be valuable for me to solve? And then finally, we ask, in order to sell, we ask one very, very easy question as well. How can I get people to buy now? That's all selling does. Selling asks, how can I get people to purchase right now? Take action now. Move immediately right now. Guess what? Our data sources come from the market, no different on the sales. So while a market said, hey, how am I going to get attention? When we start selling, the information we want to gather is also back here from the marketplace, but what we're learning is we're trying to figure out what sales messages this market responds to. You know the good news of this? It's not in your hands. This is one of the big key patterns I'm trying to push here. You don't have to be a prolific internet genius, right? Small tech CEO, founder, young 20s person to make this work. Okay, the market has all the answers for you. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to look at other sales letters, and I'm like, look at that sales letter. Oh my gosh, these guys make a lot of money. How do they get people to buy from them? How do these people get people to buy from them? Bam, 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 bam. And I look at all of them and I'm like, I'm going to model that one and that one and that one. Okay, that way when I go and I talk to those people in there, those tend to result in cash the most. Isn't that fascinating? The way I got my start doing all this stuff, one of the ways was I was very broke and I was living on loans. And I started selling services to record events of other big companies. And then I'd go back and I would put it on the internet for them to go sell. I didn't have money. I didn't have a camera. So what I would do is I would go to public libraries, and public libraries have cameras. And I would rent one before I got on the bus to go over to this big company's event. This is while I was in college. Then I would come back. I'd hand the camera back to the library, take out the little card. I didn't have video editing software. Guess what place does, though? The public library. So I'd take that card and go put it in there, and that's how I would edit all the video and get it done. I just bootstrapped it, baby, got it done. Well, on one of the trips back from doing that, I listened to a very key book And it was a book that taught, it's called, crap, I can't remember right now. Anyway, it teaches that there are 2 ways to get rich. The first way is by competition. All right, competition means that people get to compare you to others because you're so similar. That sucks. That means I got to fight on things like margins and no, I'll bleed more for the customer and give it my weekends more. No, I will. No, I will. That's a terrible way to live. The other way is by creation. Creation is one of the fastest ways towards riches. To create things that other people don't see, to put things together that is not there. Okay, this competition, that'll get you rich. So will creation, and it's way less stressful. The model I'm teaching you right here will teach you how to get, it's a creation method. I'm gonna go see what's working, and I'm gonna use that as a starting place. But that's my starting place. That means that on top of this, I'm now gonna go add my own creativity to it, but I got a really safe place to begin, okay? That's how I create, well, that's how I market, create, and sell products on the internet. I start with a safe blueprint, and the blueprint doesn't come from my head. The blueprint of what is going to be most likely successful out of the gate comes from the marketplace, and I'm asking, how do they like to give their attention? What kind of problems should I be solving? And what kind of sales leader do they like to buy from? And when I begin like that, oh my gosh, this game's so much easier, especially on the internet. I got a virtual 3-day event that will teach you how to design and develop a lucrative offer. It's called Offermind. Go to offermind.com, get the dates on the next virtual event so you can attend it, so that we'll be able to help you figure out where your market is, who the people are, what problems you solve, and how to create a lucrative offer on the internet. Go to offermind.com to get your ticket now.